Welcome back, everybody, to the Breakdown Podcast YouTube channel. My name's Corey, and we told you this was coming. We told you we were going to have reaction videos, and we finally got one.
It's finally
this
here.
Is oh, and that's even better. I finally brought somebody along with me that's actually that's going to contribute to this channel right here.
Everybody, Miller King 5-1 in the house. Look at that. He finally got me to get on this YouTube thingy bobber.
Mm-hmm. I got tired of putting up videos all by myself. So, but all kidding aside, we did tell you that we were going to do some reaction videos, and what better one to do as our first one than a game that we play every day, like way too long.
Raid Shadow Legends. Let's check it out.
Hey, Summoners.
Now this is for the
us,
Doom Tower preview. We didn't really say that at the time, but you saw it in the title down below.
Plus a couple extra stocking stuffers. The tower's due to come out very soon. All the key mechanics and balance are fully tested and locked in. So
I have a hard enough time getting the champs that are already here.
We'll be talking mechanics, format, structure, rewards, and everything else you might want to know about it. Let's jump in. The Doom Tower is an entirely new gameplay mode. It's a monthly set of challenges that offer a whole host of bosses, items, and rewards. In a nutshell, you clear floors of enemies one by one to get to the top of the tower. You beat a load of bosses, and you farm a pile.
Wait.
What?
That looks real similar to something that this other game that I was playing last year. They did something really similar to this tower thing. The game was
Mortal Kombat?
something about... No. Well, yeah, I mean that too, but this is more like drag. Is it Dragon
Empire or Dragon?
It's like you're a dragon. No, it's not even Dragon. Maybe that is it. Where it's a bunch of cartoonish looking characters that are. Yeah,
it's like Dragon Empire, something like that. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, but I can't think of what it's called. But yeah, here we go.
Pile of materials for awesome new artifacts. The concept is simple, but let's dig into how this thing works. Let's start with the format. First, the tower has two difficulties, normal and hard, each with their own rewards.
Normal
They're
for
both
you,
open from the get-go, and you can choose whichever difficulty you want to play on. Or you can jump back and forth between the two. Second, there's a 1-month time limit. You have a month to reach the top and win your rewards on both difficulties before it resets. When it resets, a new rotation begins and the cycle starts again. Third, there'll be multiple rotations. After the tower resets, the order of the bosses, the enemies on each floor, and the rules in the secret rooms will change, meaning a new challenge and a need for new strategies. Fourth, it doesn't take energy, it takes keys. There are gold keys and silver keys. And
that's exactly what I was looking for.
It doesn't sound like a lot, but you don't actually lose your keys if you fail a run, so these 20 go a long way.
So with the concept of the keys, the good thing about that is like you said, you don't have to worry about energy, but if you have the keys and if you don't if you lose, you're not losing the keys, so you can keep kind of tweaking and changing your team in order to progress more into it. So that's actually a really good thing. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Gold keys are for battling on normal floors and boss floors, while silver keys are for secret rooms and for re-entering and farming boss floors. So that's the core format. Now let's tackle the structure. The tower is broken up into 3 different types of levels: floors, secret rooms, and boss floors. To get to the top of the tower, you'll need to beat 120 floors, each containing 3 waves of tough enemies. You can use your gold keys to get in, but for these normal floors, you'll only get a reward the first time you beat the floor in any rotation. You can replay them again without using any keys, but you won't get any rewards from it. Then, every 10th floor is a boss floor, where you'll fight against some of the hardest bosses Raid has to offer, culminating in a big finish. A battle against the tower's final boss on floor 120. Boss floors are special and have 2 layers of rewards. First, you use your gold key, you beat the boss for the first time, and you get a little reward. Then, you switch to silver keys, and you can actually farm boss levels for special farming rewards. Forge materials. These forge materials are exclusive.
Hold on. They said you have to use the gold keys to get to the boss. And then you have to use up the silver keys to farm the boss? I thought the keys were easy and
for
hard.
Secret rooms. No, they said those silver keys were for for secret rooms, and I guess
Oh, then to go back into the boss, you'd have to use up a key.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah, because I mean, if once you're on farm, they're gonna need to keep you from being able to just like chew up all of the freaking get all of the resources right away by killing.
It seems kind of stupid to me. Oh, you're gonna get forge pieces, yeah, because that forgery thing, not forgery.
Slip of the tongue.
That whole thing, it has not benefited me once.
Dude, are you not?
And I barely pull any pieces.
So here's the deal. It's not like, yeah, you can get stuff from the forge, but really what I use the forge for myself is for getting silver. Like, look at the conversion rate you spend for like the level 3 and 4 gear in there. It's like 1,000 silver to make that armor, but the armor is worth 10 to 15,000 silver. So literally, I'm using it to like make silver because I'm getting a 14,000 silver bonus out of it. And then you only save the stuff for like your level 5 and 6 armor. That's what you want to keep it for. You don't want to use it for all the other stuff. So, but that's a whole nother story. We'll go into that later. Let's go.
Okay, let's keep going. And let you craft artifacts you can't get anywhere else. As you work your way up the tower, you'll also unlock these things, secret rooms. These are optional challenges and don't need to be completed to climb the tower. In other words, if you can't beat one, it won't block your progress. Secret rooms can also be completed in any order, meaning you can skip a room and come back to it later. You have 12 secret rooms on each difficulty, all with special rules to complete them, like only using rare champions or only using champions from a given faction. You can see a few examples of what these rules might be on your screen right now.
Pause.
That said, support champions only.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, I have some experience in this.
Okay.
This is very similar to raids on Marvel Strike Force.
Okay.
You can have two different raids going on at the same time, or up to two, and they can be totally. They're going to be totally different. They're totally different, like maps, basically, and everybody on the team. You can only put so many people on each one. There's 3 different teams. I'm getting somewhere with this. And anyway, as you go through the whole map area on here, everybody on your team, well, not everybody, some people on your team are also doing the same map. And as you go from spot to spot, some of them you can only use certain people.
Right.
So that sounds like they raid copied that idea and took it over here. So yes, I totally get that. Yeah.
All right. Moving on.
Instead of using gold keys to beat them the first time, you'll use silver keys to enter secret rooms, but just like normal floors, you can't actually farm secret rooms. You'll only get a reward the first time you beat them on every rotation, but that reward is awesome. Secret rooms will drop fragments for champions that are exclusive to the Doom Tower.
Was that a guy?
Yeah, that's
Royal Archmage.
So,
but it looks like it's only a shard. Though.
Yeah, well, they're fragments. So if you go in and you win that, you get fragments. But like, that's an easy way for you to get a champ. Well, I mean, once you get to the point where you can actually do that particular board.
Yeah, and it looks like you only got 2 there. How much? I mean, it's going to be 100. So you got 50 more battles to try.
I mean, the idea is it's not super easy to do, but once you do it, and I'm pretty sure that each one of the champs that are coming out of there probably make it easier for you to do Doom Tower. Like, I'm sure their abilities are probably based on helping you do the Doom Tower. So, all right, here we go.
Get these champions anywhere else, only through fragments found in secret rooms.
So
we'll touch on who these are a little later. If that's not enough, they'll also drop some extra silver keys to make beating them even more worth your while. Back to the tower. Let's summarize what we've covered. There are 3 types of levels: floors, secret rooms, and boss floors. You can't farm normal floors or secret rooms for extra rewards, but you can farm boss floors. Counting both difficulties, that's 240 floors with 24 boss fights and 24 optional secret rooms. That's a lot of content. And to work your way through all that, you get 10 gold keys and 10 silver keys every day. You'll get your 20 keys at midnight UTC on the dot. Now, you can't buy Doom Tower keys at the shop, and you can't get more for gems. So using your daily allowance of keys is important if you want to beat the tower before the rotation ends. With some basic math, or with a calculator, if you're me, you'll see that you can beat one difficulty every 12 days, or 24 days to beat both. And that's if you manage a perfect run and never fail or lose a battle. But
yeah, that ain't happening. You have to be like top echelon end game with like a fully developed great hall, like 10 tops on each one of the great halls in order to like run through that thing and farm it like right off the bat. There's no way in hell.
So you free to players, you're screwed.
Yeah, free to play. I mean, he said it. He did say like this is an end game thing. Like you'll be able to work your way through it and you'll be able to get to a certain level. But at that point, like for free to play and early game players, it's one of those things like you just stay out of the Doom Tower for a while. Like you're at about early mid game at this point. So you'll be able to probably get through like the first couple floors, the first levels.
Yeah.
So if there's 10, like the first 20 maybe. But I think past that point, you're probably going to have a hard time because you don't have enough champs. And on top of that, doing the special ones when it's like, oh, all support. You have to have all support that's going to be at 60 plus have all of their, their ascension, have all of their skills set up and like have good gear on. So there is going to be a wall for the free to play player. But then for like me, who's towards end game, I'm gonna hit a wall too because I'm still not maxed out on my great hall, and not all of my champs have all of their their books and all that kind of stuff. So there's gonna be a wall for me too at that point. At some point,
yeah, and that's not really a big deal to me because, like I said, I know I don't have like a great team, so I don't expect to go very far. So I think as a player, if you keep that in mind, it won't be frustrating. Just be like, I'm gonna end up getting to this point right here. Well, and then as you get your guys built up more, then you can go a little bit further and just keep pushing it a little bit further. Yeah. No, there's no way you're gonna get this tower done the first time it goes up. Right. And you probably won't get it the second or the third, but at some point you will. You will be able to get.
We will see all the content creators going straight to the top.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I mean, like, I guess
all the whales.
The big thing about it is being able to like. It's just like with the the faction wars. Like the faction wars. Like right now in the faction wars, I'm at level 21 on a number of them. But I can't beat it because like one or two of my champs don't have the the highest level of gear, or I don't have they're at 50 instead of 60 and things like that. Like I can get there, I can get to the end of it, but just can't quite beat the boss yet on a couple of them. So like that's just going to require me digging down on a couple of factions that I don't normally play on a regular basis that I haven't really developed in my normal like arena and clan boss team to make it so that they hit and they're able to do it. So
I think one of the things that may help me during this is the fact that I have so many in my vault that I've already leveled up.
Yeah.
Like I've got, I mean, you saw it. I've got tons of 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
Just sitting there.
Yeah, so you'll be able to develop like different teams for that. You like making your lists of teams anyway, so it'll work out. All right, let's keep going.
Remember, you only lose keys when you successfully beat a level. So if you lose, it's okay. You just learn a lesson and get to try again. Actually, let's hit pause for a second here. This brings us on to something we'd like to talk about before we go any further. The difficulty of the difficulties. The Doom Tower isn't supposed to be easy. It's endgame content. It's supposed to be challenging and require some figuring out. But it's also not supposed to be unfair or something only Raid's best players can complete. We want the tower to be a fun, challenging mode for you to sink your teeth into on a regular basis. We're really looking forward to your feedback on this, so don't hold back. Oh, here's a quick tip. If you are stuck on a level or finding it difficult, you can always hit this handy Best Teams button to see all the best performing teams that have successfully beaten a level.
Dude,
that's nice.
That's awesome. You know how many times I've been like, man, I wonder which team, like, do I have the right champs in order to, like, beat this? Like, what am I doing wrong? Being able to hit this and, like, look and see what other people, like, the combination or the the breakdown of their team and seeing how they're doing it and if they're successful. Like that makes so
Mm-hmm.
much sense to do that.
Yeah, they do that on Marvel Strike Force as well. There's what they call um, the Doom. It's the Doctor Doom thing.
Yeah.
Anyhow, they show you they'll show you everybody that's beat like each section of that whole thing, and you can see what lineups that they used, and even if they beat the entire thing, you can see like their best team or whatever. So yeah, it's helpful because then you have an idea of okay, that guy worked for them, so if I get them up to 60 or whatever,
right,
that and put the right gear on them, I can get through this a lot easier. So that's helpful.
I think the only issue is going to be, well, for some of the content creators who build teams purposefully not using all Legos, so they're building them with epics and with rares that have the right skill sets. And it gives the free-to-play player or the early game or mid-game player the ability to also build a team similar and know like who to focus on. So I think that's a good idea too. All right, moving on.
All right, those are the core mechanics. Now, let's talk rewards. Naturally, you get a reward for every single floor or room you beat, but a lot of those will be items you already know and love. So let's get into the specifics of some of the unique drops in the Doom Tower that you can't get anywhere else. First, artifacts. After you beat a boss once, you'll be able to re-enter boss levels with your silver keys and start farming them for forge materials to craft some brand new artifact sets. Fatal's pretty simple, but very flexible. It'll be able to fit into a lot of builds as a second set for a little extra stat boost. Untouchable's next, 2-turn immunity, plus a resistance boost to make it harder for the other team to strip that immunity buff. An extra 40 resistance can make a big difference, and I think we'll see a lot of Untouchable sets popping up soon. Now, the two real special ones, Affinity Breaker and Frostbite. If you're tired of dealing with bad Affinity matchups, or if you ever wished your Spirit Champion was basically a Void Champion,
I like that
Affinity Breaker is going to be your best friend.
Dude, that's pretty cool. So that Affinity Breaker one, basically, so you get crit damage plus 30, and then a 20% chance to deal critical hit instead of a weak hit. So like if you're going against somebody who like, so you're blue, they're red, you know what I mean, like that other champion is red, you're weak against that champion. Instead of just hitting freaking white, weak hits, you have a chance of at least getting a critical with that gear on. But it's a 4 artifact set though. That's giving up a whole lot of slots. But that second one, that one I don't like, and I'll tell you why.
I don't see that enough for it to even be an issue.
One what? The second one?
The resist freeze.
So my arena team is Tormund, the dwarf that freezes everybody. Ray, the night elf that freezes everybody. Like my arena team is based off of freezing.
Oh, so you're saying your arena team could get screwed?
Yeah, my arena team is like two of the main components of my arena team. The way that I built it relies on freeze. So as soon as people start getting this, my Tormund team is screwed.
Probably.
All right, moving on. Let's see what they have to say about it.
It's basically got a 20% chance of completely negating a bad Affinity matchup and turning it in your favor. Frostbite's another real unique one. It's got a chance of blocking a specific debuff, freeze, as well as throwing one back on whoever's attacking you. If Tormund's been kicking your butt in the arena, you might want to invest in Frostbite. It's going to be real useful against the Frostbiter as well. These all have awesome potential, but to farm them efficiently, you're going to want to get as high up in the tower as you can. The difficulty gets tougher as you get higher up, but you'll also get a lot more materials. So get after it. Now, let's talk exclusive champions. As we mentioned, this is where secret rooms come in. Using your silver keys to beat secret rooms will give you unique champion fragments you can't get anywhere else. Here's the important part to remember. Their fragments will drop from secret rooms in a predefined order, so you'll need to collect all the fragments of the first champion on a given difficulty before moving on to the second, and so on. Now, we've already covered the skills these champions have in a previous update highlights post.
Wait. So go back a little bit on that.
What's up?
Go back to that last shot of that right there. Now, a little bit more. There.
Okay.
All right. So how many? You need a total of 300 to unlock that, dude?
No. What?
Because Yeah,
No,
because
it's
if you
3
look
out of 100.
out of 100,
3
and then the
out
next
of
one is
100.
100,
Yeah, so
and then the next one out of
each one
out
of
of 100.
each one of those champions need 100 fragments, just like any other fragment. Like we've been doing the fragment events.
Yeah, are those all those? I thought that was all the same dude.
No, it's 3
And all,
different
and
guys.
all,
It's 3 different people.
okay.
So there's a rotation, and as the rotation goes around, you'll be able to get fragments of the Archmage. And then when the rotation goes out, it'll go to the next one, and then it'll go to the next one. So you can't.
I see.
You can't get fragments for these two until you've gotten the fragments for that.
I gotcha. So. I thought that was the same dude in all 3 pictures.
Oh no. Good.
Okay, go.
All right.
Yep, go for it.
On.
Now, we've already covered the skills these champions have in a previous update highlights post, so we're not going to dissect these guys in detail here.
That dude looks
but
cool.
if you want to judge a book by its cover, here they are. These are all...
Okay, so that's a reskin of Duchess. So
Or
that's
Mercy.
Kind of interesting. Which is... So, Duchess is strong as hell. I don't know what she's going to be, but that's just a reskin of
all
Duchess.
the champions you'll get on each difficulty and the order you'll get them in.
That looks cool looking. I don't know if that's
all right.
A dude or a chick. But...
Information. And finally, we have the tower rankings. Each difficulty has its own
I was thinking
rankings,
Sorcher,
2 main
or whatever his name
categories,
is.
global and clan. Players will be ranked according to their progress and how quickly they climb the tower. You'll only show up in the rankings after you pass floor 10. So don't worry if you don't see yourself right away. At the end of a rotation, you'll also see a pop-up when the rankings are finalized, just before they get wiped and reset. If you've ever wanted to compete to see how fast you can make your teams, now's your chance. That's it for the Doom Tower, but we did promise you a couple stocking stuffers too. We're also releasing these special holiday champions to help ring in...
You see the Grinch in the middle?
Yep, you're right. That is what it is.
Dude, I'm all about that dude. I want that guy. Even if he sucks, I want that dude because he just looks like the Grinch. That's awesome.
I'm not even going to get excited about it because I never get any of the special ones that they put out.
Have you saved your shards?
Yeah.
Well, you could get them.
Yeah, I never get them though. I literally spent I had 9 blue shards today since it's double time or times 2 for purple and legendary.
Right.
I didn't pull a single one. All blue.
Oh, dang.
In the season, as well as some festive decorations in your bastion.
Is that a Krampus on the right?
7 artifact sets that were a little underwhelming. We'll keep an eye on how these changes impact the game.
So did you see these? They've made changes to the old sets. So like the Toxic and the Reflex set, they've increased the chance of their thing. So it's up to 75% for the Toxic instead of 50. So they've increased the output of the effects of the armor to make the old armor sets that we already have like in play work better, quote unquote.
Okay, good.
So that makes them a little more useful. Like, I mean, 75%, it's still the 2.5 armor debuff, but I mean, if you don't have a poisoner on your team early game, you can at least have a 75% chance of actually getting those to land on the clan boss if you don't have them. So like stuff like that. I mean, it's not huge, but it is an improvement.
Nope, and it's good to see that they're altering some of the older stuff that were there to to combat with the new stuff that's being brought out.
Yeah.
And the meta. The goal is to make sure every artifact set has its place and its uses. So give us a shout out.
I think Avenging is my favorite one.
There are also a lot of smaller quality of life improvements in version 3.0. So
I didn't see
check out the
Lifesteal in there
update
either.
highlights. And that's where we'll end this video. I know what you're thinking. Doom Tower bosses, right? Don't worry. We'll be releasing a dedicated video covering all the Doom Tower bosses in just a few days. So keep an eye out for that. As always, hit like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to get notified when the boss video comes out. Until next time, happy holidays from everyone here on the Raid team.
There we go.
The kicker is being able to save up for the start building your champs now, which this thing I think goes live on Monday or Tuesday of next week. So it's starting like right away. Like that was the last like kind of warning of that starting out. So that's kind of cool. Because it's been forever. Like that thing has been sitting there. Like it used to be a Void Tower for a while, but now the Doom Tower is actually coming live, and that's been over a year. that I've been
Yeah.
playing the game. So finally having it start up is pretty cool. But yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, it's with it being more of a mid to end game thing, starting out at mid game to kind of start getting the idea of building teams and that kind of thing, getting used to that. But then like end game is when you get to that point where you've got almost all the champs, you're just kind of working on the clan boss. When you get to the point where you beat the clan boss and you've beaten your faction wars, this is the next step. So I think it's pretty cool, and I'm glad they finally got it. They finally got it coming out for us to get into.
Yeah, it's just going to be more time of me spent playing this game. I already spent over 10, probably close to 10 hours a day, I would think.
Yeah.
Just,
I mean, it's also getting to the point where you're not going to have to rely on only being able to play the game based on energy. They've added so much more into the game now.
I know, and that's the problem.
To where you can play it without needing a bunch of energy, so you have something to do as your energy refills, and still able to maintain playing the content. So they're doing a really good job at this point.
Yeah, anything to keep the player not leaving the game. Just here, let's have them play this while they wait. Let's have them play this while they wait for those other things to fill. Yeah,
I think it's a good idea. So
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing it by any means, but like I said, I literally spend a lot of time. I spend the most time out of the 3 games that I play.
Yeah.
I spend the most time a day on this already, and it's well over 8 hours.
Very
because
much why I don't have time to play another game, because this game literally, like, I play it constantly, and that, like, the fact that it used to be I had 3 accounts, my main, my alt, and my free to play account. And it was because when I ran out of things to do in my main account, I would go to my alt account. And then when my alt account was done with the energy, I'd move to my free to play account. But it was the only way to keep playing the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now it's like my main account, by the time I get done with that, it's like half the day is already gone. But between doing the quests, doing the missions, getting those done, doing the advanced missions, and then doing the daily runs on the faction wars, the reset is here, and then it's just rinse and repeat. So it's pretty good.
Let me say this: if anybody from this game happens to be listening, which I hope so, you got to do something about the time, since we're talking about it. And I hate to make comparisons, but I'm going to. But with Marvel Strike Force, if we've already beat a level, all we have to do is just hit the auto thing, and it automatically plays it as if we won, and gives us everything we would have got or what we would have gotten from that run. Yes, it's randomized, and just like it is if you actually had gone through and played the whole level. But if Raid would do this would break down that time so much, and it's so much easier, because I can sit there and play that. I might play it for like maybe a half hour, and then I'm done, and I can kind of chill out. I like that aspect, because I can either go and do other things, I can play other games, and I don't have to sit there and spend my entire time just sitting there going, okay, now I can do this, now I can do this. Oh, that one's ready to go again, so now I do this. Oh, this other stuff's ready to go again, now I do this, and spending the entire day, if we had those buttons where we could just hit the button and it automatically just gives us the rewards and saves us that time, that'd be so much better.
My question is, though, like with the RNG situation where it's just the random number generator, like, I don't know how much that plays into what's happening with Marvel, but
it doesn't.
Yeah,
that's
the difference. Like, this game is based off of RNG, and that one's not. So
yeah, but
that
the
was
thing
just like
is,
spend the points, get the rewards. This is, you could fail and not get as much of a reward in Raid, as opposed to winning and getting the top reward in Raid, or getting a better or less.
The rewards, the rewards are randomized.
Right.
Like, I can look, and like, if I'm going to farm shards for a particular character, I know which one to go to. Yeah. I can just hit the auto win, and then it says how many you want. One try, 3 tries, or 10 tries, which is the max.
Right.
And or 5 tries, whatever, and depending on the level. And it'll say okay, and I just hit 10.
And you
And then
always win all 10 of them.
Yes, I'll win all 10 of them because I've already beat it.
Right.
And then the rewards are randomized just like it would be if I had actually played it out.
Right.
Because I don't know how many of those shards are going to drop.
I mean,
It
I
says
guess it would
that
be.
they're available.
I guess it would be an interesting concept if you've already beaten like. I wouldn't do it with like campaign. I think it would probably be good for like the dragon. So I've beat Dragon 20. Like, don't make me sit there and play through Dragon 20 again. But yeah, I see.
Well, you could do it. They do it. They do it on the normal levels. That's where you majority get it. And actually, yeah, that is the only place. Once you do that, they introduced ISOs now. I know we're getting off a raid, but you can also do it there as well too. Right. So, but it saves so much time, and it's so much better, and everybody loves that feature. And if they took it away from there, you hear a lot of complaining. But that's just the one that I probably have other suggestions on what I think Raid could do better, but that's one in particular, especially with the introduction of this.
All right. Well, this is getting a little long, brother, so we need to get off of here. So tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitch at NKO, well, twitch.tv/NKOGonzo, and that's about it.
You can find me at MillerKing_51 on Twitch. You can also find me on all social media at MillerKing51. So, guys, thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to hit that like. You can even dislike it if you don't like it. That's fine. We don't care. But
please don't.
Hit something.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Please hit please hit the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up for us. That really does help us a lot. And if we didn't already make this clear, you can find the podcast on iTunes and Google Play. Just search the Breakdown Podcast. So on behalf of Miller King 51,
that's me.
I'm Corey. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
See ya.